Look at us. Hi, everyone. You made it out. We made it out.
Hello. Hi. Wow, that was so weak, you guys.
I know, sorry.
No, honestly, the first one was better. It was so genuine. It was like, yeah, hello, you haven't done anything yet. It was a response of like, yeah, all right.
In anticipation of this amazing panel that's about to happen.
I don't clap until the artist has performed. I don't care who comes out. I'd be the only one at a Michael Jackson show just like, yeah, but dance first. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think we're all warmed up now. I am Dara Wilson. I am a Googler here in sunny Mountain View. We're here with some folks from Carmichael Show. We have Jerrod Carmichael, Amber Stevens-West, Ravi Nandan, and Ari Catcher.
Yay!
Hey, guys.
Really grateful that you guys are here with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So I guess I just want to get started with how did the show become? How did it get created? What was that process like?
Wow.
I had nothing to do with it.
Start with a little question first, right?
What's the fastest way of saying that? I met NBC in like 2011. Ari and I co-created the show, and Ravi just really like jumped on board pretty much since the onset of the idea. It helped us develop it, and we did a pilot presentation that didn't go, and then we did a pilot, and then that worked. Yeah.
Google.
And then there's like 2 years missing in that story, but it was a lot.
Cool. So your background, Jerrod, is in stand-up and comedy, obviously. What's the biggest difference going from that world to television?
Acceptance of a team effort. You as a stand-up, you're alone and you write and perform and direct and do all of the things. And then, this is a team effort. And so, really surrounding yourself with people that you trust to, move toward one vision. So I think for me, that was the thing, is just accepting the moving pieces.
And how is that going?
It's okay. All right. I trust everybody on this panel. And that ain't nothing. It's really strong. I trust like I mean, then it starts getting real thin. I know we have some really wonderful people that work with us, and it's good. And I think we all kind of learn what the vision is and then move toward it. Yeah.
So how's you guys' working style together?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all slightly different. Obviously, Jerrod and Ari created the show, so they work, I think, hand in hand pretty much through every episode. There's a writer's room of people that will write everything, but yeah, exactly.
Like
lots of sleepovers, and
like almost a disgusting amount of time spent together.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's Ravi produces and me and Ari write a lot of most of. How do we word this?
We spend a lot of time in the writer's room. Everybody kind of pitches ideas, and we talk about what we want the topics to be, what we want to talk about throughout the season, and then we'll go off and we'll write, and we spend a lot of weekends, we do a lot of writing over not sleeping on the weekend, because he's performing in the show too, so he's wearing a lot of hats, so throughout the week he's memorizing the lines, so on the weekend that's really kind of the time to for him to put his voice, I think, into the show, and so I'll come over to his place and we just won't sleep for an entire weekend, and we'll just find a way to make sure that it sounds like Jerrod's voice and make sure that the dialogue sounds like it's coming from him, from an honest place, and that's our process, I think.
We tape the show on Thursday nights, and then the next day on Fridays we'll do a table read for the next week's episode, and from that you guys will rewrite over the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 2 tapings Thursdays, 4 and 7. It's a nonstop, because you may, in the middle of the season, we may be simultaneously working on like 3 episodes, like the one that we're currently doing, and then trying to be ahead for the next one, and then an idea for the next one. So it's really a grueling, nonstop process of just like incessant thought and work.
It's very unmotivating. Thursday night, you finish a show, and then you're like, hey, we did, oh, fuck, we gotta be up tomorrow. We have to be up to read the next episode tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Amber, I want to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I didn't create anything, so I don't have much to contribute on that end.
But so what's your experience been like on the show versus some of the other places you've
I should leave, right?
Yeah, right? I'm
we get
sitting
a
with
new-
all the people in charge of my job. It's the best work experience I've ever had. I've always wanted to work in multicam. It's such a different animal than any single camera, drama, movie, any other thing you can do as an actor. So I'm having the best time. I'm working with the smartest people, and it's a really supportive environment. And we just have a lot of fun. And so it's great to work on something that's fun, but also like I'm proud of the work that we are doing. Like what we're making, I think, is smart and important and interesting and all of that. So I love it.
Well, the reason I said I should leave is because she's also has the burden of, we tape on Thursdays, and there are some Thursday mornings where it's essentially a new script.
That definitely happens.
Like
where we learn
well,
an entire show in like 6 hours. That's happened. But,
Happened last week.
but the thing is I never complain about it because it always gets better. Every time there's a change to the script, it's a better version of what we've been rehearsing all week. So it's exciting. It's nice, like, okay, now it's finally flowing better and it's making more sense. And as a whole, it's just going to be a better product. So
you guys do record in front of a live audience?
Yeah, it's important. We're like performers, we all have a somewhat of a background in live performance. The cast, David, Alan Grier, Loretta Devine, and Amber and Rel and Tiffany all are performers, so it works for us. It plays toward our instinct to be able to perform in front of the live studio audience, and you get to immediately gauge whether or not the material's working. You can feel when a story lags. You can feel it. And it allows us to we rewrite not only, up until tape night, but in between shows. We do a 4 and a 7, and we'll rewrite based off of audience response, based off of feeling, based off of a lot of things. So just always trying to go toward whatever the truth of that episode is.
And doing the double taping, the 4 and the 7 hasn't been done since Cheers or something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is that reason so that you can sort of fine tune it and sort of perform it in front of one audience, do it straight through once and sort of see what works and what doesn't, and then have about 2 hours to do a rewrite on
it's
it.
genius. I don't know why all multicams don't do it.
Yeah.
It makes such a big difference, especially from the performing side too. It's
Yeah.
it's fun that we get the jitters out, we test it out first with an audience, and then by the time we get to the second show, like we can relax into it and have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, but you're right, because it's a lot more work. Another thing that you learn is that people are fucking lazy. But that's why a lot of things don't get done. Like it's just people are just terrified of like an extra step, and that's what we're so excited about. A lot of the staff and everyone who works on the show is like we're excited about really trying to give 100%, as cliche as that sounds, but it really is just trying to put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into it.
I would say even 110.
No, don't push it. I gave 110 once.
Yeah, don't do that again.
You look like you threw out your back.
Yeah, I did. I actually did.
So you're getting that feedback from the audience live. You guys also really interact with the audience through digital means, through social media. So how much of an impact does that have on the things you decide to talk about, what you don't, and how the show goes?
Amber engages more than...
I just like everything on Twitter that I see. I just go through and anything, hashtag Carmichael Show, like. I don't know from your end, though. I don't know if they have any input.
No, not at all. But I do think, it's like, I like, if it's more rooted in conversation, like where the shows and the episodes and stuff comes from, is more rooted in conversations that I've had or that we've had, or the very interesting topics or whatever just won't go away, whatever, we found interesting, whatever source of contention in our lives, and then becomes an episode.
So then how much of what you are saying in the show, what you feel, and then what's happening around you, like conversations you've actually had? Or are you sometimes putting on the hat of somebody else?
I don't know. A lot of my stand-up in perspective is in me and other characters. Like it's sometimes like, like David gets a lot of my like stand-up in perspective and stuff like that. And like some scenes have been arguments that I've had with myself, like just, like seeing both sides of it. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you'll do that. Even in stand-up, you'll sometimes take something and then you'll be like, and on the other hand, sometimes this, and you'll kind of argue the other hand. So it's easy to do that because I've heard you argue, and even in conversations, and it will just be arguing something, and then you'll be like, but also totally the opposite too. We're never like too precious about like the point that we make. It's always more about the fun of arguing.
You guys should hear my thoughts on global warming.
Great place for it.
It's like really rigorous and scientific, right? That's what your thoughts are like?
But I mean, just looking at everything from every point of view, and then and being able to assign that to different characters.
Have you had a point of view in the show that you fully don't believe?
No. That's a lot of times with a rewrite. If I don't feel like a connection to it, then it just doesn't stand a lot of times.
Yeah.
Because I need to be able to genuinely argue it and be able to feel passionate about whatever we're talking about. So anything that doesn't, like a lot of the rewrites have just been trying to find perspective. Either I've given out too much of my own amongst other characters, and then I have to refine what it is. But for the most part, it's like I feel pretty strongly about most of the things I've said. Yeah.
What about you, Amber? How much are you like Maxine? Are you the Maxine of your family?
That's a good question.
Am I the Maxine of my family? No, I come from a very open-minded, liberal family, so everything that I get to say on the show, I pretty much agree with, with the exception, I think, of probably a couple things. But I'm kind of relate in point of view with Maxine, and my family does too. So it's really easy. There's actually been times where, how you believe in something, but you've never really asked yourself why you believe in it. You've never questioned your beliefs.
It's just what mom and dad said.
It's just something that you think, and you've never really had much of a discussion with anyone about why. There's a lot of times where this show, my character says why she believes something, and then I myself in real life go, oh, that's why I believe that. So like I'm learning about myself through their writing.
I mean, can that be tense though? Because the characters disagree like a lot.
That's the whole point.
Very opposite ends of the issue. So does that tension cross over?
Oh, so like just then we just hate each other?
Like
It's
real life?
Cut.
Oh.
Like cut. Fuck you. You know what you did.
Well, it's like, when you see somebody, they play a role a little bit too well, and it's like, oh, you're a slave master. You just like...
Yeah. Everyone was terrified of Fassbender on the set of the toy. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But I think that also like my family really likes to argue for sport as well. We're like those types of people. I got like the night before our last taping, I was really, really tired and I was exhausted. And my sister called me and brought up lemonade, right? Because whose sister didn't? And she was talking about, and I said, oh, did my niece see it? My niece is about to turn 9 and loves Beyonce and just plays piano, and like I was like, did she see it? And like she should experience it as part of a cultural thing. And I argued, and my sister was like, no, it's too adult for her. And I argued with my sister for legitimately an hour and a half, like exhausted, like an hour and a half. I argued, and then yesterday she called me and she was just like, oh yeah, no, she'd already seen it by the time. By the time I talked, but she was like, I needed to know why you thought I should show my name. Why did you think? Yeah, and I'm like just all passionate. It's just like, she's an artist. I'm like, defend Beyonce's album for
Opposition research.
Just in normal life. Yeah. She was just like, but I needed to know why you thought that.
There has to be like an undercurrent of a lot of love there.
Yeah, it has to be, because I fucking hated her after that. But it's fun. It's fun though. It's fun, like to you want to know why. Like I mean, like you were saying, why you feel a certain way, and get to your own truth.
I was just saying, I think what's unique about our show is that we are a family dynamic on the show. It's not just a group of friends with difference of opinion. So I think that's the safest place. You can be yourself, and you can, like you're saying, like you can fight with your sister, but at the end of the day, she's your sister.
Yeah.
And you can be as bluntly honest as you want to. And I think that's why you get such honest perspective within our show, because at the end of the day, they're all going to come back together and they're going to be family, but they can argue, to the death.
To the pain, maybe. Yeah.
Also, I'm realizing as I'm talking that my apologies. So you have to explicitly tell me no cursing in order for me not to say curse words as much as I've been saying. But I don't think I've heard that.
I feel like you may say them more.
I listen for it like as a comic. It's like you don't say no cursing. If someone doesn't, walking in a church, you got to tell me. Like, no cursing.
I think it's okay. We're all adults here.
Okay, good.
If anyone's ears hurting, y'all are good.
Okay, all right. I got really self-conscious about it as
So the show is kind of breaking new ground, not just because of the stuff that you're talking about, but because you are a Black family having these conversations. How important is it to you, like whatever responsibility there is to be representing a Black family on television?
I have a responsibility to do an honest portrayal of a family. And to be true to my experiences and true to the people that I've met and the people that I know. And so, I try and portray, I think, just finding the beauty in that honesty is where my obligation lies. Because a lot of times when representing any group of people, a creator can tend to go so aspirational that they get further away from the truth. Like after the Cosby Show, then it's like, okay, there's not that many Black lawyers. There's Black doctors. You know what I mean? Like that just to be, it's not representing a truth anymore. You know what I mean? As with the Hillman shirt right there. But
As my attorney mother.
But I'm saying, I'm saying it has to be like a lot of times it goes so aspirational that it stops being.
Well, yeah, you have the Cosby Show, and then
you need the Cosby Show, and you also need that balance, and so. A lot of times Black family, I didn't see the full, a very honest portrayal of the full spectrum of what a Black family is on television. So that was really fun to do.
All right, I think that's an acceptable answer.
We could debate more. I'm real happy.
No, that was great. Are there any things that you haven't covered yet that you want to?
There are always like questions and these like hypothetical type questions that'll come up that you can build an episode around. So it's more than any like with my stand-up, a lot of times like a topical thing will lead to a deeper question. Mm-hmm. Right, so I mean, if you look, we did an episode on like the Bill Cosby, but it really wasn't about Bill Cosby. It was really about talent versus morals, which was, and so finding those pockets of, questions is where we kind of find things. So that happens every day, and it happens a lot where you just have an interesting question that you want to see answered. Anybody
else? You guys looking forward to covering any things in particular?
I'm excited for people to see episodes that have not aired yet. I mean, I'm not in the writer's room. I don't know what they're coming up with, but there's one that we just shot that was hysterical. Am I allowed to say what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one that we did about porn. And our table read was so
amazing.
Hilarious, and everyone was bright red in the room. And we had to stop for long pauses of like uncomfortable laughter. It was the most fun. And it's just a subject that you don't really talk about, especially with your family. But something that you don't even really talk about with your friends, especially women. So I'm excited to even see it myself. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, just anything that where you can ask yourself a question and say, I don't know the answer to that question is good territory. Because we don't like to end episodes on, well, here's the actual answer, or here's the thing. So anytime it's literally impossible to know the answer, it's just difference of opinion is a good territory. So in that porn episode, I was so excited to do that porn episode because there is that question that I don't know. Is it okay? Like, is it fine that we're watching porn? Is it not okay that we're watching porn? Does it affect you bad? Like, there's all these questions. I've had these conversations with you and other friends and stuff like that. But anytime you can find a subject like that, it's really, really exciting. When you yourself don't know the answer, you know it's going to be like a good episode to me.
Was there any particular episode that you were nervous about when it came out, or are you just like, this is what I have to say, you're gonna hear it, I don't care what you think?
No, that's the benefit of being like stand-up. There's nothing we could do an episode about that I haven't completely alienated a group of people in a dark room with. So you know what I mean? Like, so it's nothing that, I mean, what else can we?
Everything seems. There's definitely been topics that other people were like kind of nervous about, but I don't know if I've ever felt that myself.
There's also been points of view that are interesting that maybe you are unexpected in a way that you're like, how are people going to react to this? And, you know.
Yeah.
There's been. I've been excited to see how especially David Alan Grier and the protest episode and stuff like that. I was excited to see what people's reaction were going to be, and I don't know. There's something exciting about maybe somebody doesn't like that you said a thing or something like that. That's always. I think that's always positive.
I think that's one of the most interesting things about the show.
Yeah.
So different points of view, and that you're not always going to agree with everybody's point of view.
Yeah.
Probably impossible to agree with everybody's point of view on the show.
Yeah, it should be.
That's
I mean, if you're doing
It should be,
right.
exactly.
Yeah, I think finding that balanced argument is where it's fun. I mean, you know, and because the content you receive shouldn't be mindless. You know, like you shouldn't just. I mean, and that's what the sitcom became. It became mindless. You just receive it and it's mindless. You don't have to think about what's being said or what the story is. You could just you watch it and you go to sleep. But to make people agree or disagree or feel anything is important and really exciting.
So is that something you think about even on a character basis? Like when somebody is about to say something that may not be palatable to other people, like how do you maintain the humanity of that character while having them say some outlandish things?
I mean, I think that's where, you know, these knowing how much they love each other and knowing how, you know, like I think knowing who they are as a person and trying to establish that first before views are laid out allows you to go, all right, well, we know that, you know, this guy loves his girlfriend, this guy loves his wife, or vice versa. And so even if they're saying like the most absurd thing, you know that there's love and respect there.
Knowing that there's love and knowing that it's honest, knowing that that's, I mean, you know, what you like to see, or at least what I like to see on TV is people saying things that you would relate to, but be like a thought that you would have had, but were maybe too scared to say in a certain moment, and you get to watch these people actually say the thing that you were thinking. So as long as it comes, if the time when it's offensive is when there's no thought, and it's kind of just stupid. That's why just like random stereotype jokes or something like that feel more offensive because they're not smart. As long as something comes from a thought, I don't feel like it's as offensive. So when you can be like, oh, I understand how that person could think that way or could feel that way. Maybe I disagree with it, but I understand where it's coming from. As long as you understand where someone's coming from, as long as you can have some sort of empathy for them, I think that you're not going to hate them for saying it.
I also think so much of it is owed to the performances too.
Oh,
I think our actors do such a good job of really taking it on and believing those points of view too, so that they come off from a very sincere and honest place.
And I know all of the episodes are personally relevant to you because they're coming from you, but for any of you, was there any one particular episode that like kind of really hit home with you that felt especially important?
You'd have to list all the episodes to me. We've done so many, and they're all so great, and they've got their own special moments in each of them that I identify with, and you know, sparked something in me. I literally can't even remember what we've done now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like almost every one there's a piece that resonates.
Yeah, there's always
for
something
me.
in
You know,
each
I know
episode.
People in my family have battled depression, so that one, you know, gun control is always such a big thing no matter where you are, I feel like. Obviously Cosby, grew up with Cosby, and the whole conversation is one that I feel like I have every day around other things.
Yeah.
I liked our Islamophobia one a lot. I thought that one was pretty poignant thing that we don't discuss enough that's going on a lot in our country right now. That one I thought was great.
Yeah.
Well handled. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Cool. And then I guess on a more general level, what is like the one thing that you are most excited about like having this opportunity to work with these people?
I mean, just the day-to-day is really fun, the process and the fact that, it is kind of like this Rubik's Cube where it's always a piece that you have to figure out. I always need to be challenged, and so it's, in a general sense, just having something to figure out every day was really exciting. And being around people that are just like kind of like-minded, trying to help you solve it, is really, that's fun.
What was the question? Why is it so fun? It's just so fun. It's so fun.
Worded in such a more articulate.
No, we really work with a really special group of people. Everyone is so talented and so much fun and excited about what they do every single day. I mean, I don't ever want to go home. When we have hiatus week, I'm like, it's too long. I want to go back to work because we have so much fun together.
Or you're something else.
We just have a great time, and there's not like one bad seed. I mean, literally from every crew member to writer to actor, it's like we all are one big happy family, and it's a blast getting to get together and make these like interesting shows.
We say that now, then next week the headline, Loretta Devine stabs David. I thought things were sweet and delightful there.
Favorite thing about the show? I hate sleeping.
Good.
So it's been great that I didn't have to do it.
This is a good song.
No sleeping this
For
year.
your insomnia.
Yeah, it was really good.
Again, 90
great.
minutes is an effective. You hit rim, you get in there, you get out. There you go. Get a cup of coffee, hit the ground running. I'm on 90 minutes right now. I'm really excited. Not even that. I'm on like 35, and I'm really happy right now.
Well, you're delirious, but that's okay.
Potato.
He won't remember any of this.
I will remember that, dude. It will be a nightmare.
You might have been hallucinating that guy.
Actually, I would love that. I want to redo being John Malkovich based on that. Just go inside of his head, experience what he. Exactly.
Though that you get to work really hard on a thing that you like. It's like, I don't know, because if you had to work that hard on something that you didn't like, it would be so brutal. It's because it's long hours and it's hard, but then you get to see the thing that you worked hard on and you're excited about it and you enjoy it, and yeah, that's really, really great. Yeah, it makes it worth it.
I think it's great to be part of a show that can be, part of the conversation, that talks about issues in a way that's funny and sincere and is hopefully getting a point across. And I think that's a rare thing in TV today.
Oh, well, I think we have time for some audience questions.
Hi, Camille.
Super fan. I have to admit, though, I started DVRing because of Loretta Devine and David Alan Grier. It's big childhood dream.
We get it.
We get it. I would do the same.
So I'm married, and I'm married to a Sicilian man, and your show and shows like it help the conversations. Because somehow I represent all of America, all of Black America, all of California, all of Georgia. I'm Southern. I have to represent
a lot of
things.
weight on your shoulders right there.
So I thank you for bringing the Southern, the Black perspective, having characters like my parents, like things I really relate to that makes, our conversations just easier. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
And I have a request.
All right.
I don't know who this goes to. It has happened twice, but the funeral episode specifically, Loretta Devine, I was waiting for her to sing. Sang.
Yeah.
And I was okay, she didn't know the words.
Yeah.
But just let her.
Let her go. Let me tell you something.
Good point.
You say that.
It'll bring the house down.
You got to reel Loretta in. Loretta will just sing, and then everybody's all emotional. Done. And like, it's hard to, it's funny. I used to watch shows that would like have a musical performance. It's hard to realistically squeeze in. You know what I mean? Like I would love to. We get these snippets, but it's hard. It was always like I would watch shows, and it always gets too corny. In that moment, it's just like, and now we're gonna do a 4-minute. Like just a song right now.
Could be an amazing throwback.
Yeah,
just
like, all right, I guess we'll do a song. It's really difficult.
The moment where she sings in protest is pretty incredible.
Yeah, just sing it.
I'm never sick of it. We play protest before a lot of our tape nights for the audience when they come in, and so we can always hear it backstage, hear Loretta singing.
People in the mood
never sick of
for
it.
comedy. Like, hey, you want to play the one where a black kid gets shot by that before the comedy? I think that's a good idea, and then we do that. So. More Loretta singing. We're gonna.
Take it under advisement.
If you think that Loretta doesn't pitch us doing a musical, she pitches us doing a musical episode at least once a week.
At least once a week. That's not a joke. That's not a joke.
We're gonna do this musical thing. Rhyme songs from Dreamgirls.
Yep.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, relax.
Hey, I'm Greg. Thanks so much for coming out. I'm just now embarking upon my acting career here in the Bay Area as well, and so I just wanted to know if there are any specific techniques, such as the Meisner technique or what have you, that are kind of really useful for television.
Ooh.
Okay,
You've
well,
never been
I'm
trained.
not a classically, I am not a classically trained actor, but I can say the best thing that you can ever learn to do is learn on-camera technique. Know that you have to stand you have to catch light. This stuff's all important. They don't tell you this. Like when you get on a set, there's a light you have to stand near because you're going to get shadowed by something. So you have to learn about that. You have to learn how to get to a mark without looking at a mark, and you also have to learn how to learn lines really fast. I think those are the most important things that you need as an everyday skill as a working actor. So there are on-camera classes that you can take. Cold reading class I think is really helpful. Just kind of works your brain, kind of gets you used to memorizing something really quickly. You would learn your own tricks, but that's as kind of deep as I go as an actor.
Learning your own tricks thing is probably the most important. I don't really like classes, and I have my questions about formal education in general. But we don't have time. It more so addles your brain than fosters creativity. It makes us all sheep. Yada 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 yada.
Audience full of adult brain.
No, but I'm just saying you have to be cautious. You have to guard your own creativity. In any type of class, any type of technique. It's if you look at a lot of the stories from your favorite actors, you actually will learn that they dropped out of class. You look De Niro, Pacino, Denzel Washington, people that did class, got what they needed, and then just split because you have to do you need to learn that wherever the voids are, you fill those voids in and be really honest with yourself with your own strengths and weaknesses. And if all else fails, hire somebody like David Alan Grier to just do the lion's share of the acting work for you. Just for the camera. But yeah, I don't think it is. I don't know if there's anything in particular for sitcom acting, but in general, Meisner's method, right? Or is that Strasberg?
That's Strasberg.
Strasberg's method. I would say that. If you're going to play a heroin addict, man, do some heroin, man. Just go in there, live life, go for it.
We can't understand any of this as Google, but
if you think that people who have the idea to create Google hadn't dabbled in a couple drugs.
you just saw the guy outside.
Thank you so much for the show. We found it maybe about 4 months ago and watched every single episode we could get our hands on, so that was pretty awesome. Oh, nice. My question is, where do you guys see the show going in the future? And I do have one request, and the request is I'd like to see more of
Loretta
your brothers.
Singing.
No.
We get it. You want to help.
That's not my request, though.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to see more of your brother's baby mama. I think she's funny. Or
Tiffany.
ex-wife. She's hilarious.
Tiffany's hilarious.
That's my question.
All right. Where do we see the show? I mean, just staying honest to whatever conversations, we're having and whatever topics seem interesting. Like it's no specific thing. Always trying to grow and get better, and make sure the chemistry and the rhythm and all of those things are stronger in a more general sense. But specifically, just staying close to the truth and staying close to things that we feel passionate about. And yes, more Tiffany. More Tiffany. She's great. She's really fun to write for. She just burst in.
She is really fun.
All right, well, thank you all so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.